Brilliance Audio. The Heirloom Inn by Olivia Miles. Performed by Vanessa Johansson. Leah Burke was doing a very poor job of forgetting the fact that she was on the wrong side of 35, and that, for the third time in her life, she was starting over again. The first time it had happened, she was a child with little say in the matter. The second round, she ran far and fast. Now, so many years later, when she thought she finally had her life settled, she didn't know what to do. For lack of a better idea at the moment, she sat on the edge of her younger daughter's bed, watching as Annie tried to cram a third stuffed animal into the already overpacked suitcase. 10 minutes earlier, when 12-year-old Chloe had made it clear that she didn't require any help preparing for their trip tomorrow, Annie had promptly followed suit, leaving Leah with the weary knowledge that she'd be up late tonight, replacing the impractical plastic princess shoes with more functional leather sandals and canvas sneakers, ensuring that her daughter had enough bathing suits and shorts for the warm days and sweaters and hoodies for the cool nights. But she knew she'd still worry. It was in her nature. Perhaps it was inevitable, destined by birth order and her place as the oldest sibling. Or perhaps it was unavoidable, given that she'd lost her own mother when she was only Chloe's age. Leah had very much still needed a mother back then. On days like this, she still did. A mother to tell her that everything would be all right, even when most of the time it didn't feel that way. Someone who would remind her that the girls weren't going to be alone. They were going to be with their father, who, while certainly the more relaxed parent, was technically an adult. But more than anything, especially lately, what she really needed was a hug. With a frown, she realized she couldn't even pinpoint the last time that Ted had hugged her. They'd been separated for only 4 months, but the distance had started long before that, creeping up so slowly that she hadn't even thought to worry. Not until it was too late. Annie contemplated her suitcase and finally met Leah's eyes. Leah gave her a knowing smile.
"I can't go away for a whole month without Bunny the bear,"
Annie protested before the argument had even started. A whole month, as if Leah needed a reminder. Pretend that they're going to sleepaway camp. That's what her best friend Gina told her every time Leah brought up her ex-husband's summer plans, which was often. She hadn't noticed the cracks in their marriage at first, but these last few months, they were all she could think about anymore when the house was quiet, but her mind wouldn't turn off. How she and Ted had drifted apart. How maybe they'd never been all that compatible from the start. How she'd rushed into a marriage that had only been another adventure for Ted. How in the end, he'd left her behind.